Greater light. Huh? Greater light. I'm going to tell y'all what's going on. Okay. So the night or around the time that my brother was going through his transition, I had these chest pains that just wouldn't stop, right? And his transition was he had a heart attack in his sleep. So he rested well. He's traveling well, right? But again, when I got the message, my daughter said, well, I was hoping when I told you, we would say he came to you and let you know. But he did. He let me know his chest was hurting. Okay, and it went away the very next day. So if I count the hours from the time that my chest had started hurting until it ended, that may be significant to the Bennett, Dwight, Keith, Menace, junior, senior bloodline. But now here I am. My chest started last night again. And I'm talking about I tossed and turned. I had nausea. I kept going to the bathroom. And I just kept saying, well, you know, whatever it is to be, it is my time. So as I trolleyed along the way and made my way up with my bags along the pavements and these concrete and tar and asphalt, it never stopped hurting. And when I went live this morning, it hasn't stopped. It's continuing. As a matter of fact, I'm dealing with some left side numbness and all that. And I really, really don't want to go to the emergency room, even though I keep hearing I should. I don't want to go to the ER. If it's my time to go, it's my time to go. That's how I feel, really. Really. But because I'm not going to say what I feel like they will do or may do, because they've been proving their points out here. But I'm going to go on to the subject that I have typed in my description. So I went to the Federal Register this morning. I said, first I went in there to do the Sirach wisdom of Jesus, the wisdom of Jesus. And I really didn't like what it had to say. A lot of what I saw there, I didn't like what it had to say. I say Jesus must have been in a bad mood or something, or somebody made him mad. Whoever wrote those and retranscripted, it was his grandson. I think his grandson put words in his mouth or something. Because that Sirach teaching the wisdom of Jesus is supposed to be, it was deciphered by his grandson. Now, you have people that believe that Jesus didn't have any children. But if I read that, that's like me confirming that Jesus had children. You know, there's some people that don't believe that Jesus even was ever with a woman. But, you know, there's historical foundations that state that Jesus was married. And that the wedding where he made the wine was his own wedding. You know, it's so many white cars that's passing me by with dark tinted windows. All kind of transactions and simulations have been going on around me today. I don't know what the plan is. And I don't mind whatever it is. Whatever's to be will be. My steps are ordered. My steps was ordered before my mother's womb. Uh, Whatever, however, I was created in flesh behind my brother who had the veil. He was the veil. Bennett, Dwight, Keith, Menace Jr. You don't have to believe me. You can go check it out. He was the veiled, or the remnants of his DNA connected with mine in this flesh that was here before I got here. This flesh was laying on a bed in the Bahamas somewhere. When I came into this flesh. Really, you don't believe me? Well, the person or being that was inside the womb of the first wife of Bennett Menace Sr. Has transitioned. And because of his transition and the connection that me and him have, so intertwined. We are so intertwined. I'm telling you, he could feel me and I could feel him. And right now, it seemed like I may be coming to join him, And if anyone could get in touch with my master teacher and some others that had prophesied that if I transition, the whole world is going to shake. The earth is going to shake. It has been told to me. I'm not making that up. I didn't come up with that. It was never nothing that I would have even imagined, but it was told to me. Twice. Maybe I need a third confirmation. I don't need a third confirmation because ever since I've been sitting in a new covenant, I've been hearing the word a shaking is coming. A shaking is about to come. So I can either sit here on the sidelines and don't go to the ER and just let myself just naturally take that last, or I could go to the ER and allow them to try to save me. But then I was also prophesied that if I decide to go to the ER this time, I won't make it out. And not meaning that this body won't make it out, but whatever they will try to do to extract like they did Dr. Malachi Z. York, they gonna do it to me. That was told to me. I'm not making that up. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and find something to entertain me while I'm back here. Because we are living in the last days and times. We are living revelation for real, for real. Now, inside the Federal Register, I skipped off the salmon. London McLovin, greater light to you. I skipped over the salmon and went down to loss of nationality. What are they talking about, loss of nationality? They got a significant document in there that says something about loss of nationality and the price behind loss of nationality. Now, who are they targeting in loss of nationality? When they say loss of nationality, that don't mean the people who are here who are immigrants, because they're not nationals. They not talking about, who are they talking about when they say loss of nationality? Now, I'm going to go ahead and let Bing explain it. Okay? Bing is going to explain it. I'm not going to do all that reading. Like I said, I'm dealing with, my goodness, chest pains and stuff. My phone doing its own thing right now. Oh, see, they trying. So they trying too hard. They tried too hard. They all in my phones. They had some dude trying to intercept in my phone, and I got it all secured. But I knew what he was doing, so what I did is turn my phone off. He acted like he wasn't looking at me. As soon as I turned my phone off, he looked around like, wait a minute. When we lost connection. I don't have anything to hide. I'm all wide open, transparent. I done start showing y'all my face and everything. Letting you know I'm not afraid, huh? I'm not scared or scary. I'm standing on Front Street. I just had Uncle Toby, who used to be my protector, come up here and try to tell me all kind of scary things, huh? Talking about women getting beaten in the head, half blind and all. I say, oh, they done got the Uncle Toby too. Huh? Trying to make me scared. Who's scared? I fear nothing but God, huh? Nothing but God. I don't fear nothing but God at this point in my life. So, yeah, Uncle Toby, he said he's the token. And I said, you more than a token. I love you, Uncle Toby. Huh? Let me go to this Federal Register here. Let me tell y'all what they talking about with loss of nationality. Why would loss of nationality be significant to Revelation? Because if you don't choose the mark of the beast, if you don't choose to roll with the covenant that is made between Biden and Kamala Harris and Obama and Clinton and all of them dim old gods, they say the the unknown God. The unknown God is the Democrat. That's the unknown God. So if you don't get down with the covenant that they got going on with the Rainbow Coalition, you will be losing your nationality. You either with it or you ain't. When it's time to sign the waiver for the U.S. Cyber Security Mark of the Beast and you don't choose that mark, you will be denouncing the United States and you're standing on something else. You will possibly, for those who know better, standing on the promises of God. You're gonna have to choose. This is the reality of Revelation. I don't care how much money you got, how much land you got, how much you got saved up in your account. Huh? It is written. Huh? And I'm loving to stand on the word of God right now. It is written, you are gonna have to choose. And when you do make that choice now, they got plans for those who make that choice. But you also have those that are gonna be caught up and not have to deal with none of that. They just, God said, come on, I take your breath. Come on with me, baby. Come on. You ain't got to deal with this. Then you have those that are going to be sealed by the love and light of God, huh? There's a seal that'll be going on, huh? Are you prepared? Do you have the seal of God on your forehead? No? Yes? No? Okay. You better get ready, huh? Because it's about to go down. Now, let me finish. So, if you decide you're not with it and you're not going to sign a U.S. cyber mark of the beast and you're not going to sign on to all this stuff that artificial intelligence and PCAS got ready for you, you will lose your nationality. That's what I'm assuming this means in the Federal Register. You could go to Federal Register. You don't have to believe me. You could go check it out. It's many of those who will not want to part ways with what they worked so hard for because they stored all their riches into graven images, into man-made things. They didn't store none of it into God, So it's going to be plenty that's going to be like, yeah, I'm going to keep my nationality. But for those who know better, and there's plenty that know better, if those who know better, you will be losing your nationality potentially. Let's find out. Let me find out. Here we go. Here we go. I'm typing it again so she can explain it loud and clear. Let me make sure the volume up.
Searching for U.S. loss of nationality play. Searching for U.S. loss of nationality play meaning. U.S. loss of nationality play is a term that refers to the legal process of losing one's U.S. citizenship by performing certain acts that are considered to be incompatible with being a loyal American. These acts include, but are not limited to, obtaining naturalization in a foreign country, taking an oath of allegiance to a foreign state, serving in the armed forces of a hostile country, accepting a high-ranking position in a foreign government, renouncing U.S. citizenship formally, or committing treason against the United States. The term play implies that the person who loses their U.S. citizenship is acting out a role or a script that is predetermined by the law. However, the law also requires that the person must have the intention of relinquishing their U.S. citizenship when they perform the expatriating act. The loss of U.S. nationality is a complex and rare phenomenon that involves legal, political, and personal factors. It is not something that can be done lightly or casually, but rather requires careful consideration and understanding of the implications. If you have any questions or concerns about your U.S. citizenship status, you should consult with a qualified attorney or contact the nearest U.S. embassy or consulate for assistance.
So, now see on the other one, she went longer. She went in more detail. But is it this stance that I'm taking and everything that I've been saying, telling and saying, do I need to contact the U.S. Embassy? I need to contact the U.S. Embassy? I think I may have to. Huh? I'm letting Thomasville, whatever hit y'all got out on me and what y'all think y'all planning, I'm contacting U.S. Embassy. See, this going higher and higher. Just how y'all moved me off of the courthouse for my stance in just spreading the word of God to everybody. The bases, the bums, all those that are like me, huh? I'm saying, like Jesus supped and sat with sinners. He gave an example. He didn't have to go to the church and talk to the people in the church. They's already holy, ain't they? So I'm letting the city of Thomasville know, since y'all sending people around to threaten me and tell me I need to be afraid and all this kind of stuff, that my next move is to go to the U.S. Embassy. Huh? I have somebody over here all the way from London hearing me say it, huh? Did anyone get the messages over to the Bahamas yet, huh? Are y'all gonna shadow ban this, YouTube, or make it go viral so I can be a YouTube partner, huh? What is it gonna be? Let me go ahead and read this right here about the scheduling for loss of nationality. It says schedule of fees for consular. It looked like a Dracula name. It's like consul. It says consul and then lar. CONSULAR. This is at your Federal Register for October 2nd, 2023. Now, man's time says it's October 2nd, 2023, but artificial intelligence let me know in my phone, and I forgot to put that over there. It's for y'all to see it in my community post, that it's Wednesday, June 1st. And so later I'm going to go through all the dates of Wednesday, June 1st. 1975 was a Wednesday, June 1st. 1986 was a Wednesday, June 1st. 2022 was a Wednesday, June 1st. So we are possibly still in 2022. And I told y'all, fiscal time is different. Last week when I pronounced that Mars soul time is a different time. Then we have lunar time. Oh, on the lunar time, let me tell you what's happening right now. China is battling with India about the moon right now. They saying India lying. India did not land on the south part of the moon, on the southern part of the moon. Remember I told y'all India tried 3 times. They third time supposedly was successful, and Prime Minister Modi made a big deal about it. Well, China is debating with them or telling them they lying. China is getting on Prime Minister Modi them. Don't tell me they not only gonna have a war here, because you know Prime Minister Modi them don't like China at all. They don't like Russia at all. And they got America sealed under Shiva. But China is getting on them at the moon too. China say, not only if we gonna war with you on Earth, we finna tell you right now, you ain't even stop lying on the moon. You could go look it up. Don't believe me, go check it out. China is saying that India is lying on the moon. Now back to what I was reading. So it says consular. It says schedule of fees for consular service, administrative processing of requests for certificate of loss of nationality. Let me click that link and see what they talking about. This is the State Department. Let's see what kind of fees they talking about, and what does this mean, and who is it in reference to? Who are they referring to? Say you could end up paying up to $2,350 if you lose your nationality. What? They say by November 1st, you got 30 days from the day to have something to say about losing your nationality. It says email, and you must include an RIN number. Background. Let me read the background. Hold up. Let me see. Give me a second. Counselor's Affairs. What is the authority for this action? Okay, now this is what I need to read. The authority for this action. Everybody want to be loud with their trucks now. It's been quiet all this time. I've been sitting back here just meditating, saying I'm not, well, that was for me. Because I was meditating. It was nice and quiet back here. I've been back here for about an hour, 2 hours, just sitting here. You hear the background? You hear the bell? They playing Bringing in the Sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves. Bringing in the sheaves. We shall come rejoicing. Bringing in the sheaves. Okay, here we go. What is the authority for this action? The Department of State derives the authority to set fees based on the cost of consular services it provides and to charge those fees in general user charges. The head of each agency may prescribe regulations establishing the charge for service or thing of value provided by agency based on the cost to the government. The president also has the power to set the amount of fees to be charged for the consular services provided by the U.S. embassies and consulates abroad pursuant, and has delegated this authority to the Secretary of State. In the absence of the specific statutory fee retention authority fees. Activity-based costs in OMB circular A25 states that the objective of the United States government to ensure each service, sale, or use of government goods or resources provided by an agency, specific recipients of self-sustaining, promote efficient allocation of the nation's resources by establishing charges for special benefits provided to the recipient that are at least at the great cost of the governments providing the special benefits. They talking a whole bunch of jibber jabber here. What does all this cost of service model and stuff have to do with your nationality? Huh? Y'all better go check it. It needs somebody smarter than me to go over here and check this out. Cause I don't, it sounds like something with Revelation. Because they saying who you are as a nation depends on the cost. The renunciation, voluntary and intentional. If you renounce, they say we got to impose on our safeguards. And if you renounce the United States, there's a fee, it's gonna cost you. And then it said, and then you can expect 360-fold increase on it. Oh my goodness, y'all better 360 degrees of a fold increase on the fees that they're gonna charge you and punish you if you renounce the United States. Loss of nationality. Y'all better get somebody over here to read this before I turn it into something that have to do with Revelation. Because it don't sound right. I promise you the word 360-fold. Y'all know people get happy when they say God is going to reward you 100-fold, right? Some people get happy when you say, I'm going to do you 10-folds, huh? It's like, oh, thank you, huh? For the return in my investment. But the government, oh, they say consular report of birth abroad. Y'all better read this. Cost of service model. Ooh, they going all the way back to 2010 on the fees. If you is a U.S. citizen and you want to report to the consular report of birth abroad, emergency services, documentary services, and death and estate services. Oh, they trying to do something based on my brother information. They trying to get the rights to my brother's information. For real, that's what this is. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. This ain't got nothing to do with y'all. Okay. They want to see if they can keep his nationality for his death certificate. That's what this is. That's why they put it out today. They trying to fight. They already aiming to fight the Bahamian nationality and the Queen of England them on his death rights. That's what this look like to me. Everything I told you, everything about me. That's what this looked like to me. That's exactly what this looked like to me. Oh, loss of nationality. Because see, oh, look, they got paperwork at the bottom of it too. Certificate of loss of nationality. Hugo Rodriguez he's the one working it. Passport and citizenship. Remember I said, well, did I let y'all know my mother, when she wrote Big Time Bush, Elder Bush, it helped change a lot of things with the immigration laws and how they deal with children who are the under immigration to get services like services for the blind and the disabled. My mother's letter helped do a lot of change to that, and especially in the southern region. No, you don't believe me? Okay, it's there. She had a straight in hand-to-hand encounter with a bush. Right? Now, here, they want to talk about loss of nationality paperwork. Huh? You can make anything about you when you a child of God, huh? You a child of God, you's a child of God. Okay, I'm gonna leave out of that one. That for anybody who wants to know about loss of nationality, they got something going on in the Federal Register. Now, again, I'm gonna call the U.S. Embassy so I can denounce. I do not want any part of the transition that the government is going through. I am not democratic. I do not want to be under Shiva's rule. I am not accepting the U.S. Embassy, U.S. Cybersecurity mark of the beast. I am not signing no PCAS waiver. All this stuff is supposed to go down this year in moving forward with Revelation. It is written. This is not no conspiracy theory like one of the elders was sitting next to me, kept saying it. You could go and read it for yourself. The government been saying what they gonna do, huh? They haven't stuttered. They haven't bit they slithering, severed tongues, especially Kamala Harris. So, I need to go ahead. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get off of here right now and go ahead and call the U.S. Embassy and see what I need to do, because I am not a national. As long as Kamala Harris them got these plans that will not be changed, huh? I stand against everything that Biden Harris administration is doing right now, huh? I stand against anybody that is not standing on the truth of God and the true word of God, not this flim flam fake acts, huh? Pretending to be Christians, huh? You have to study the truth for yourself. You are to weigh the truth in the light of God, huh? And if Biden is telling you he bought you as an American, if he's telling you you have to stand with him, if they told you that United States is now under the guise of Shiva, if Prime Minister Modi came over here and said we are connected as one, what the hell are you doing? You don't believe what they saying? Okay. All right. I believe in God. I believe that God is soon to return. Huh? I believe it with my whole heart that even if King James lied in the Bible, that the government is going to make sure revelations come to pass. What's the next? What's the next here? What else they got going on here? They got a federal flood risk plan implemented. For real, a whole plan. It says federal flood risk plan, huh? Now, y'all already know they've been talking about the floods. The water is rising as this side of the earth is sinking, and that same mass, that eighth continent, is rising up out of the ocean. When something rises up out of the ocean, what does it do to the rest of the land around? Greater light, chief engine, Dushawa. What does it do? Like when you get up out of a tub, anybody, I'm big. So when I get up out of the tub, the water does this whole like tidal wave type thing. There is a piece of land that is rising right now out of the Pacific Ocean. Not specific, out of the Pacific Ocean. Y'all didn't hear about it? Don't believe me? Go check it out for yourself. So here, October 2nd, the government said we also need to work on a federal flood risk plan. Now, didn't they just have some flooding going on in New York or something recently? I don't know. I'm not there. I don't know. I think I heard it. I haven't been watching the news or listening to the news that much lately. Then they say temporary assistance for needy families, but they just said 7 million women and children finna be hungry if the government shut down. So I don't know what that be about. That was part of the 7 documents. Let's see, what else? What's these significant? Oh, that was the 7 significant ones. So those were the significant ones. The loss of nationality is a significant ruling through the government. That I think that's the most important one right now, because I feel like that has to do with if you accept the mark of the beast. Okay, 141 notices. What they got going on here? Fish. The first one is about fish, the fishery management. You think they talking about fish, or you think they talking about Jesus fishing? And it's at the Pacific Ocean. See, I just said the Pacific. It's at the Pacific Ocean, the Pacific Council. Whatever they talking about fishing, because they land rising up out of the ocean. Is that land rising up? Or is that Murdoch rising up out of the ocean? I don't know, but they sure talking, and it's called the sable fish. The sable. Oh my goodness. Do you know what a sable is? Look it up. I know what a sable is, but this is important. These that I'm reading is this one is by the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration. They talking about fish in the Federal Register for today. Then they talking about New England fish. So they not just talking about American fish. They not just talking about sable fish. They talking about a public joint hybrid meeting on New England fish. Well, y'all know Jesus, when they do a symbol of Jesus, it's always a fish sign. Ain't it? If you see a fish sign on somebody's car, the first thing come to your mind is what? Jesus. Well, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration today is talking about fish. New England fish and public joint hybrid. Wow. What else? What else going on here? Oh, they talking about tuna. They got fish from the Atlantic, fish from New England, and now the Atlantic. They talking about the tuna. Even though they talking about tuna, there's an acronym next to it talking about ICAT. I promise you, if you go to the Federal Register right now, under 141, it's under the 141. It says Atlantic tuna ICAT meeting. I promise you, and y'all know, how can a cat be connected to the tuna? Her chicken of the sea? Here we go. Oh, not only is it the Atlantic or New England or the Pacific, they talking about South Atlantic. Now, the South Atlantic, they concentrating on council. They just concentrating on the council. They say this is just some supplementary information. Then they saying they having a week-long person work session at the Pacific Council. Okay, now we at the mental health. The Biden and Harris administration, minors' health and well-being, critical. There go that word crit. Anytime you see that critical, it's a sure sign of demonic mess. Through Kamala Harris. One of her last strong voiced out meetings is when she stood up with the Reds and said, "You are criticals." She said it. Now, right in front of this mental health on minors' well-being, it says, on behalf of the Biden-Harris administration, there are critical priorities. Critical priorities. Then she goes into breast cancer for young women, Then they got some immunization meeting from the Centers and Disease Control. They got more hybrid meetings for the Center of Disease Control. They got bacterial transmitted diseases. Oh, bacterial sexually transmitted diseases called SIT. If you sitting too long, it will be transmitted. What else they got going on here? No, wait. It looks terrible. All this stuff here, it looks terrible. I don't even want to read no more. What they got planned out here in this Federal Register is ugly. Ugly. Oogly. Oh, now they got rules and regulations. Let me see what they rules are. So they putting some rules on almond. We know they're going to put rules on almond because they want to medicate and mess up the almond milk, right? Something about Viking air. So the Vikings are back in the picture, y'all. The Vikings have resurrected. Airworthiness. Boeing. Localizers. British airspace. Airworthiness. British airspace. Publication of international agreements. New Jersey, sulfur. Something with sulfur. 1971 sulfur dioxide. New Jersey and Delaware, y'all be ready. Something going on with an interstate air quality control and sulfur. I'm not making it up. Then they got something here about the period between October 1st and November on bluefin tuna. But I'm going to stop. I'm not going to read no more because that was most significant right there. What New Jersey and Delaware and Pennsylvania, it says Pennsylvania and Upper Delaware Valley on some sulfur. No. I'm going to leave that alone. I'm done. I'm done at the Federal Register. My chest just started hurting extra hard. Not for the excitement. I don't know if it's for the excitement. I don't know, but that's crazy. Sulfur, Delaware. So is the sulfur that's going to come out of Yellowstone Park going to make it all the way to Delaware? No, I don't know. Who knows? Not me. I don't know. Okay, here, I want to go to Acts 17. I'm going to read this, honey. When I was listening to and interacting with this one yesterday, I was excited. We almost didn't finish reading Acts 17 in Sunday school. Yep, I was at Sunday school. We almost didn't finish because I kept interrupting. So let me read. Well, I didn't interrupt like that. It was, jointly. We always having this, a discussion. All right. I found out that one of the ladies there, all skin folk ain't kinfolk. Well, skin and kin, you could be the same color skin, but you ain't kin. And you could be different color skin, but you kin. Well, that happened yesterday. Out of all the people in the world, I've never met anyone yet, maybe just online, but haven't met anyone that has alpha thalassemia like I do. Or they don't speak about it or talk about it. I met and came to the realization, one of the women, she has alpha thalassemia. And you want to know how I found out she had alpha thalassemia? Because when I was reading out of Paul preaches to the Thessalonians in Sunday school, and the pastor was giving his rendition and they were teaching. I interrupted to explain how far back the bloodline for those who have the thalassa blood. And when I said it, she smiled. And she explained how she has alpha thalassemia blood, but she let me go ahead and speak about it. So I broke down, because she was saying how a bullseye, she didn't mention the blood, but she mentioned bullseye. She said, some people walk around with a bullseye on them. And I said, well, that is in the blood. And then when I was explaining the Greeks, and she said in her bloodline is the same. And then when I looked at her grandchildren, I knew it. I knew that because of her blood. So I didn't doubt what she had to say. All I did was looked over at her grandchildren to confirm. Really, really. It was phenomenal how out of this lesson, I finally, for the first time, had true interaction with someone else that has the same blood. And I said to her, I said, we're related. And her husband kind of looked down like, I did. I said, we're related, huh? And she has a voice like an angel, too. She does the worship, praise and worship service. I said it proudly. I said, we're related. And guess what? Just the day before, Copper Christ was talking about people whose bloodlines are the same. For real. So let me go ahead and read some more. Now they traveled through the cities of Amphipolis. I want to type that in. And Apollonia. And came to Thessalonica. The Thessas. King Ellis, greater light. Where there was a Jewish synagogue. As Paul's custom, he went there to preach. For 3 Sabbaths in a row, he opened up the scriptures to the people, explaining the prophecies about the sufferings of the Messiah and his coming back to life, and proving that Jesus is the Messiah. Some who listened were persuaded and became converts, including a large number of godly Greek men. Oh, they was godly and Greek. And also many important women of the city. But Jewish leaders were jealous. You mean to tell me the Jews was jealous just like they doing today? I'm saying the anti-Semitism laws that protect the Jews, and I'm not being funny, I'm not being anti-Semitic, I'm going by what's based on the laws. You can't talk about Jesus, but the Jews can talk about whatever they want. This is the you can't talk about you can't talk about Jesus, but you can talk about LGBTQ, and you can't say nothing against them. That's what these anti-Semitic laws is. Well, back then they was dealing with that same thing right here. Right here. It say the Jews got jealous. And they said but the Jewish leaders were jealous and incited some worthless fellas. They went and got the bum of the scum of the bums. They said, we going to get the hound dogs. What did Uncle tell me this morning? He said, the big prison dudes, the dudes who used to run the prisons that's out on the streets. huh, that will mess you up. He said the Kappas. He said the police that are dirty. He said the Kappas. He said they went and got the Jews went and got some worthless fellows from the streets to form a mob and start a riot. See, they thought that I was going to try to do something like that. Jesus taught me that he came not to destroy the law or the prophets. He came to fulfill it. Huh? And any other master teacher that I had said the same thing. He ain't come to destroy the law of the prophets. He came to fulfill it. So what I look like trying to cause a riot? Only worthless fellows that go do something like that. I have to do it decency and order. Huh? Like they taught me in the Seventh-day Adventist church. Decency and order. Huh? Well, the Jewish, they don't care. Like Kamala Harris them and her cousin Sue, they will hire prisoners to do their dirty work. They will hire the fiends to move you off of the courthouse platform. Anyways, but the Jewish leaders were jealous and incited some worthless fellows from the streets to form a mob and start a riot. They attacked the home of Jason. Here go Jason, Copper Christ. Copper Christ been talking about Jason. When I see now the lady that I told y'all that me and her are related through the alpha thalassemia bloodline genetic code, she said, I never knew Jason was in the Bible when I seen it. And Copper Christ been talking about Jason all the time. And here go Jason right here when they was causing a riot, huh? They went to Jason's house, huh? He wasn't in Crystal Lake. He was at some home. And he was planning to take Paul and Silas to the city council for punishment. Jason, they attacked the home of Jason, planning to take Paul and Silas to the city council for punishment. Not finding them there, they dragged Jason out of the house. What did they drag Jason and what did they do? And some of the other believers, and took them before the council instead. Paul and Silas have turned the rest of the world upside down. You mean to tell me only two people and they word can turn the world upside down? So this is when the world changed positions. Back then, the earth changed its axis. When Paul and Silas did it, they turned the world upside down. I don't know what they did to Jason, because they didn't talk about Jason any further. Let me see. Paul and Silas have turned the rest of the world upside down. Now they were disturbing the city. So the city didn't turn upside down, only the world. And now they coming to turn the city upside down. They shouted, and Jason has let them into his home. So Jason, they wanted to punish Jason because he was trying to protect Paul and Silas. Oh my goodness. They are all guilty of treason. Here's where the loss of nationality becomes something. The Jews say you're going to lose your nationality because you guilty of treason. For they claim another king, Jesus, instead of Caesar. I claim Jesus instead of democracy. I claim Jesus instead of Biden and Kamala, Obama, Clinton administration. Huh? No, it is the Bush, Obama, Clinton administration, Biden, Harris Modi administration. I claim. Okay. Anyways, the people of the city, as well as the judges, were concerned at these reports and let them go only after they had posted bail. That's what they did to my son. That's what they did to my son. And then they gonna talk about we just gonna give you a citation, huh? His hands was anointed with oil. They tasered him and took him in over a plate of food, huh? This the one time mama ain't gonna be quiet. Huh? That night, Christians hurried up. Oh, they hurried Paul and Silas to Beroea. Now, Beroea is a place of knowledge. And as usual, hold up, they went to the synagogue to preach. But the people of Beroea, Orabora, the Orabora, the green lights. I don't know. It just sounds like that. I'm just reading some stuff that was here before I got here. Let me finish. But the people of Bora were more open-minded than those of the Thessalonica and gladly listened to the message. They searched the scriptures day by day to check up on Paul and Silas' statements to see if they were really so. As a result, many of them believed, including several prominent Greek women and men also. So once again, some more Greeks got saved. But when the Jews in Thessalonica learned that Paul was preaching in Beroea, they went over and stirred up trouble. I mean, everywhere somebody want to talk about the Jews is ready. They say, nah, you shut your mouth. How we gonna get the worthless fellas? They need to make a movie about the worthless fellas. Let's make somebody, Miss Sandra Levon, huh? Oh, filmmaker extraordinaire. She needs to go ahead and make a movie called The Worthless Fellas. But when the Jews in Thessalonica learned that Paul was preaching in Beroea, they went over and stirred up trouble. The believers acted at once, sending Paul on the coast. They sent him to the ocean, huh? Like Frank Ocean. They sent him to the ocean. I mean, when you go to the coast, that's the ocean, right? Okay. When Silas and Timothy remained behind. Those accompanying Paul went on with him to Athens and then returned to Beroea with a message from Silas and Timothy to hurry and join him. While Paul was waiting for them in Athens, he was deeply troubled by all the idols he saw everywhere throughout the city. That just sounds like something that's been going on with me since I've been out here, right? It just do. It sounds close to home. So here, he went to the synagogue for this discussion with the Jews and the devout Gentiles and spoke daily in public square to all what happened to be there. Woo! He also had an encounter with some of the Epicureans and the Stoic philosophers. Their reaction when he told them about Jesus and his resurrection was, he's a dreamer, or he's pushing some foreign religion, or he's a conspiracy theorist. No, this is what they're saying about me. She's a conspiracy theorist. She's causing trouble. She's stirring up trouble. She's mentally ill, huh? It's something wrong with her. Y'all seen her track record, huh? But they invited him to the forum on Mars Hill. I was invited to be in some place a week ago, and then the pastor said, "No, I think she think you somebody else." There's a wedding going on, and I'm supposed to be invited because everybody was invited to this wedding that's happening Saturday when my brother Bennett Dwight Keith Menace Jr., go look up Bennett Menace Sr. from the Bahamas, when he's being lowered, his body, his flesh, that will turn back to dust. When he is going in the ground, they will be having a wedding ceremony by another Bahamian, and his wife who's already married. They already married, but they just happen to so strategically have this wedding, so coincidentally have this wedding on this date. I don't know. Why was that important when I was reading that here? Because it's an invitation to Mars Hill. I got stuck on Mars Hill. And I'm going to go to Bing and I'm going to let Bing tell me more about Mars Hill, okay? But let me finish this right here. Come and tell us more about this new religion, they said. For you are saying some rather startling things, and we want to hear more. I should explain that all the Athenians, as well as the foreigners of Athens, seem to spend all their time discussing the latest new ideas. That is like the, what you call it, YouTube community. Some will spend 10 hours discussing all the ideals of the decade. Huh? Some of us will come back 3 times a day. Like I done start going 3 times a day to discuss the ideals. Huh? All right, so Paul, standing before them at Mars Hill Forum, addressed them as follows. Men of Athens, I notice that you are very religious. You're so religious. You will go live every day for 10 hours a day. Huh? And you still don't believe in Jesus returning. You will go live for half a day and still worship all these idols. No, that's not what he said. I'm saying that. My bad, my bad, my bad. All right. He said, Men of Athens, I noticed that you are very religious. For as I was out walking, I saw your many altars. And one of them had this inscription on it. That's what I did. I went and I saw the inscription on them stones. I said, what is this 3 of spade doing here? Then I looked at that big mount out there that got the triplet words on it. Then I went to the big oak in front of the big oak and got another spade in stone. And I've been going around seeing all these things, bees all over everybody's window and all that. All this graven, idol worshiping. Huh? All this idol worship all over town. It means something. But let me act like I'm Paul. Men of Thomasville, I noticed that you are very religious. For as I was walking, I saw your many altars, and one of them had this inscription on it: To the unknown God. You have been worshiping him without knowing who he is. And now I wish to tell you about him. He made the world and everything in it. And since he is Lord of heaven and earth, he does not live in a man-made temple. And human hands can't minister to his needs. He has no needs. He himself gives life and breath to everything. And he satisfies every need there is. He created all the people of the world from one man. Did he? I don't know. That's Paul talking right there. But let me go ahead. He created all the people of the world from one man, Adam, and scattered the nations across the face of the earth. He decided beforehand which shall rise and which shall fall. That was before your mama's womb. Before these graven images, God already knew what he was going to have for you to do. Well, if you don't believe that, I know before my mama's womb, he knew what I was going to be doing, huh? Before he created my mama, before the foundations of this earth, before the foundations of graven images, he knew that I would finally come back, come back home to my first love. Yes. He decided beforehand which shall rise and fall and when, and he determined their boundaries. His purpose in all of this is that they should seek after God and perhaps feel their way toward him and find him, though he is not far from any one of us. For in him we live and move and are. As one of your own poets says, so he had to go to their poets. It wasn't Maya Angelou. I don't know who the poet was. It might have been Plato. I don't know who their poet was that Paul was referring to, but he used one of their quotes. We are the sons of gold and silver. Wait a minute. Nope, he said we are the sons of God. If this is true, we shouldn't think of God as an idol made by man from man-made hands with gold or silver or coins or chips from stones. It says chips here. I'm not making it up. God tolerated man's past ignorance about him. But for these days, God ain't studying no ignorance, huh? He said he will make it go to all the world in this generation and that everybody would know. Ain't nobody gonna be held blameless besides the children, huh? Besides the underdeveloped minds of babes. Other than that, ain't no inaccountability. Ain't no more time for ignorance, huh? No, you have no choice, no escape. You have a choice to make. The choice is yours. You can sign up with Biden, Harris, Obama, Clinton, Bush administration if you want to. They got to do for you. If you don't go read what they got going on, that's fulfilling the Bible and all the scriptural prophecies. If you don't believe in King James, you better go check out another, because it's happening. Huh? They's about to take people nationalities if you don't stand. They filling it all out before the next election. Huh? And they're going to make sure they make everything look good so that you still want to be Democrat. Huh? You want to be Democrat? Then you go right ahead, because they're going to Democrat your behind. Huh? I want to say ass. Can I say ass like a donkey? Huh? They gonna Democrat you. It don't matter how much you got in your account. It don't matter how much land you got. It don't matter how long you've been saving. It does not matter what your bloodline say. It don't matter if you was the first to this land. Huh? They don't see nothing about your nationality right now. All they see is you better sign on. Huh? Or not. Greater light, I'll come back later. Thank you for joining me in my rickety, raggedy live. This was a raggedy one. This one was all over the place. I said I was going to talk about, Mars Hill, but I'm going to do that one later. Because I know once I go to Mars Hill, it's going to take me all the way to Mars, Elon Musk, U.S. Cyber Trust, AI, and everything else. So I'm going to go ahead and separate that one for later. That would be my third live. Greater light. I appreciate you, King Ellis, Chief Engine Dushawa, anyone that was in the bushes, scared to click in and tap in. Has anyone from the Bahamas gotten the message yet, huh? Nope. All right. And London McLovin, Greater Live.